Okay, you guys, we're going to review A Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. I finally was able to sit down and watch this movie. Okay, it's a good-ass movie. Let's get into it. You got Bilbo Baggins, played by Martin Freeman, of course. One day, Gandalf comes to his lore, like, hey, you want to go on an adventure with me and my 13 dwarves to get our stolen treasure back from a dragon named Smaug. Not Smog, but Smaug. I'm going to say it like they do in the movie. And he's like, no. But then, like 40 minutes later, he's like, okay, because hobbits don't really do that type of thing. So he was like, well, maybe not now, but I'll think about it. He thought about it. The one thing I like about this movie is the build-up. This movie has a lot of backstory. I ain't never seen the Lord of the Rings trilogies yet. I have the first two. I need to get the third one. I said to myself, I'm going to wait until I see all the Hobbit movies before I actually venture into the Lord of the Rings. So it'll be like another year before I get to the Lord of the Rings reviews. Even though a lot of you already seen the Lord of the Rings, so I'm behind already, but you know, it's whatever. What was I at? Hobbits, dwarves, adventure, Bilbo Baggins. Oh, okay. So you have old Bilbo telling his story about himself when he was younger, okay? So, yeah. And then you actually get the little backstory between the dwarves and Smaug, okay? Which is pretty good. You don't really see Smaug. You just see him breathing fire on the castle and stuff like that. And, yeah. So, basically, this movie is great. Martin Sheen does a great job. I'm not sure. I keep saying Martin Sheen. Martin Freeman does a great job as Bilbo Baggins. I have no idea where he's from. I don't think I've ever heard of him before. But he's pretty good. Ian McKellen is back as Gandalf. Yeah, I'm saying every name like it is in the movie. Gandalf, not Dolph. But yeah, Gandalf is awesome. Okay, he's a wizard and he's just fucking the most awesomest wizard ever. If Harry Potter, you got some great competition because you can't beat Gandalf. I'm sorry. Gandalf is just badass, okay? And then you got Thorn. Thorn is like the douchebag of the group, okay? And he's always talking shit to Bilbo. He's always like, you're not part of our group. You'll never be part of our group. You'll never have a backbone. Because, you know, Bilbo is not like a strong hobbit. He's like a little weakling or something like that. But as the adventure goes along, Bilbo kind of gets his little build up to his character until at one point where Thorin is getting his ass whipped. Bilbo's like, you know what? Fuck this. Brings out the sword that Gandalf gives him and saves Thorin from being killed by a bunch of weird-looking creatures. I don't know what they're called, but they were weird-looking creatures, okay? And speaking of weird-looking creatures, you know the creatures in the caves they were in, and they were running across bridges, swinging swords and axes and stuff. And this one big ugly motherfucker with a big-ass chin that looks like a big-ass ball sack just dangling off his face. Yeah, that was pretty cool. The movie is CGI'd heavy. I mean, heavy. At one point, this film was budgeted at $500 million. But I think they brought it back down to $310 million. But this was a big budget movie and a big-ass, awesome adventure, okay? I loved it. And from this movie alone, I bought the Lord of the Rings movies. I didn't think I was going to like them. So we got The Hobbit now. And I am here to safely say the Hobbit movies have made me an official fan of the Lord of the Rings movies. I know, right? I'm late. I don't care. I am a fan of these movies now. Oh man, this is such great character development. It takes about 40 minutes for them to leave the house. Okay, 40 minutes. And when it gets going, it's good. And then when you reach that hour and 58-minute mark, who comes in? Precious. Yeah, I've been practicing that voice ever since he first came onto the screen. I finally get to see what the fuck Gollum looks like. I only seen him like in trailers and tidbits, but I never seen his whole official body, and he is one creepy ass motherfucker, okay? He is like the Yoda of Lord of the Rings, okay? You know how in the original trilogy, Yoda was like this weird creature, you didn't know much about him, he was just odd, like very odd. And then when you come to find out in the prequel trilogy, he was this amazing Jedi, he was nice and he was awesome, he was wise. But then after all those years later, he kind of went to this bumbling idiot-like self. That's what I kind of get from Gollum. I kind of look like, he reminds me of Yoda a lot, okay? And whoever does his voice that whole time, you got my respect, because that sounds like it would hurt. It hurt me just to do that one little tidbit right there. I could not read a whole line in that voice. That was great. Great stuff, man. So whoever does that voice, yeah. Oh man. What was I at? Besides Gollum. Okay, Gollum. You gotta love Gollum. But I was like, man, he's creeping me out. Can we move on a little bit? Because he was that fucking creepy. I was like, okay, that's enough. Let's get on to the next scene here. Even though the next scene probably would have them facing off against another bunch of crazy creatures that they're trying to fight off and shit. This creature's all a mode in this motherfucker, okay? It doesn't lit up, okay? But I liked the movie. It was very much short. For a 2-hour and 49-minute movie, that went by like that, man. I was expecting to sit there just... Oh, is it over? No. That motherfucker went on by like it was nothing. And I'm just sitting there like... Okay. What the fuck? Okay. And then I got like this. Yeah. The Hobbit, Unexpected Journey gets an A+. I fucking love this movie. It's a fucking awesome movie. I got one question for you guys. Are y'all ready to get desolated? Are ya? Well, you should. And yes, I know the trailer for The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug is out. That was the main reason why I was like, you know what? This is a better time, no time like the present, to do this review of the first Hobbit, because the new trailer just came out yesterday. And yes, I will review that new trailer right after this video. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about The Hobbit and Unexpected Journey down below. Did y'all like it? Did y'all hate it? Who the fuck would hate this movie? But anyway, I'm out.